humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We've been born out of conquering a world. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful, and we're beautiful, and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. But you must stop bowing to those who want to make you a victim. You must become the victor. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, then you are an enemy of the New World Order and Satanism. They want us shut down because we have the spirit. I'm jacked into the source. I know the secret, and I want to see you empowered. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I just did a video on the Cinder situation from the perspective of Shy Lily, who came at it with wrath, anger, and indignation, which is perfectly acceptable, perfectly understandable. However, in today's video, we're going to be looking at the perspective of Bao, who was friends with Cinder. You know, at least they thought. Now, there is artwork around the internet of Bao, Numi, and Cinder all together. I can't show it to you because it's so lewd that YouTube would absolutely obliterate my channel from orbit. Most likely. But yeah, I wanted to show you this clip from Yeet is posting this. Bao tearfully recounts her experience with Cinder. Now, I just wanted to come at this from a different perspective to get you the full range of what happened, because there are some people who will inevitably say, well, what's the big deal? Well, it's important to see the impact of something like this on the mental well-being of people, which can lead into the physical well-being of people. But I think it's important to take a look at this and to see the fallout of something like this. When you're being treacherous towards your friends, you're trying to axe some of them out, trying to get artists to cancel deals with them. This is some serious shit. If I were in Bao's position, I would be furious. And I think that she's just so heartbroken that it comes out in this teary explanation. And I think it's important that we all watch this.
Would have done if I was in their shoes. I can't understand. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it. We had been through so much offline and online. And there is nothing more confusing and more painful than seeing someone in your friend group be so kind and so warm to everyone around you, and feeling that they have slowly become colder and colder towards you, and not knowing what you did or if it's your imagination. But because everyone loves them, you don't know if you want to say anything. And so you keep it to yourself, and you keep hoping it's your imagination. But then the cruel realization hits that it wasn't. And it's even more worse than you could have ever imagined.
Yeah, that's tough to watch. That is, you know me on this channel. I'm a tough nut to crack, but that is tough to watch. And it's relatable. Because we've all had people like this in our lives that have, said, yeah, I'm your friend, and then stabbed you in the back. And, maybe it's not this specific situation, but you have a friend, and, you confess to that friend that you like a girl, and, your friend's like, yeah, you should totally make a move. And then before you know it, that friend is dating that girl. Like, there are so many different examples that I could pull from to demonstrate the type of betrayal here. But you see somebody in your friends group that used to treat you bubbly and kind, and now they're treating you coldly. You don't know why. When you ask them, they say, "Oh, it's nothing." "Oh, yeah, no, everything's good." They don't tell you, so you start doubting yourself. Yeah, this is a terrible, terrible thing to do, and you can see the effect of this where Bao starts crying. And I think that reinforces the importance of that goddamn apology, which was written by ChatGPT. Like a baboon could have done a better job writing that apology. Holy shit. Understand. And I'm just going to come at this from an analytical point of view. An apology, what it really is, in this type of situation, is a shield. It's there to shield you from things like this. Things like this are devastating because they are going to get people emotional. Like, I'm looking at this going, damn. Like, this girl was going through this whole thing this whole time. It's crazy. But an apology, a good one, it doesn't deflect the blame. It absorbs it. And I think that Cinder miscalculated on a whole bunch of fronts. And now this is what we're dealing with. And you've got people like Bao that are just distraught, and you see all these different people stepping in to weigh in on their opinion on this, and it's just devastating. It's like, let's listen to that. Let's listen to that from...
And feeling that they have slowly become colder and colder towards you, and not knowing what you did, or
Yeah, let's break this down part by part.
if it's what I would have done if I was... I can't understand. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it. We had been through so much offline and online. And there's nothing more confusing and more painful than seeing someone in your friend group be so kind and so warm to everyone around you, and feeling that they have slowly become colder and colder towards you, and not knowing what you did, or if it's your imagination. But because everyone loves them, you don't know if you want to say anything. And so you keep it to yourself, and you keep hoping it's your imagination. But then the cruel realization hits that it wasn't. And it's even more worse than you could have ever imagined.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah. That's tough. And yeah, and this damages, by the way, this damages the whole VTuber community. I mean, it makes them, like, you have people saying, well, I'm checking out of VTubing and stuff. And that's on the back of losing Guro, one of the biggest VTubers in the world. And you've lost Fauna, who's another, of course, like, top 10. Sure, I mean, she's doing Nimi Nightmare, and she's doing fine, but there are a lot of people who really like the Fauna character. Mume is gone. I mean, it's not a good time for VTubers, and this just definitely makes things worse, especially when people's emotions are so raw. And it's just all of this for a modicum of clout at the expense of your friends, which, I mean, from the look of this, they weren't really her friends. Like, I don't mean it from their perspective. I mean it from her perspective. She was using them as an opportunity and nothing more. And that's pretty scummy, where somebody thinks that they're your friend rather than just like a business partner, and you're treating them this way. Yeah, shocking. To me, loyalty is super, super important. And the internet, of course, responded to this in its typical way. And by the way, Bao has responded in multiple different ways. Bao responded, "How? How can you say you didn't know? I showed you both my base model sketch from Nano at WeebCon. We walked on stage and performed together. You were in the group chat where I shared my sadness over Nano suddenly canceling my model. Oh man, after we were so close to begin live 2D in rigging. And to now find out that just the day before I shared my sadness, this is the conversation that happened that ruined months of debut prep, planning, merch preparation. If you had to apologize to me, please do it properly. Stop hiding behind red." Vindication. That ending part, is that not what I said? I think it was in my previous video. I wish that Cinder would have reached out to me. I wish that a lot of these people who are apologizing would reach out, because they do apologies in the worst way. And I don't understand how their managers get paid anything. Because like a situation like this is where a manager would prove their worth. And this guy Redacted is a fucking loser. Like, you allowed her to put that out? That is more devastating to the brand than anything that I've seen. An apology like this, you should have Cinder reaching out individually before the apology went live, reaching out and saying, "Look, I've heard this. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I made you feel this way." And having a heartfelt conversation. If Cinder is a psychopath and is incapable of that, hire somebody. Hire somebody to pretend to be Cinder from behind a computer, from behind a keyboard, and just give I'm not talking about groveling, like, anything I can do. No, just a heartfelt, hire a goddamn psychologist. Get somebody in there that can drop an apology that when the screenshots are inevitably shared later, it actually makes it look genuine. And have Cinder go around and make an apology tour to her friends, not publicly, but have her do that and say, "Look, I'm so sorry you went through this. I just saw this video," and then do an apology that is a complete and total admission of guilt. Now, usually you don't want to do an admission of guilt if it's like a legal trial, but this isn't a legal trial. This is the court of public opinion. And the court of public opinion is very different. You want to make sure that everyone knows how sorry you are and that you're going to be taking real steps to change. That's what people want to know. So it says, "And now to find out that just the day before I shared my sentence." Yeah. So basically, you ruined months of debut prep. And let's take a look at these. Oh, you've seen this before. Smoge. I don't know what that means. Why the hell is there a rainbow? Yeah. A lot of these people are weird. Yeah. Okay. Nano had to drop me as a client because her work schedule is too hectic. Yeah, that's crazy. Let's see. Did you cancel models? I did not. And this guy's Nano Arc delayed to 2026. I'm scared to cancel with Bao. You shouldn't be. She has so many connections. She'll find someone super fast. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. I mean, seriously. Did you already design her outfit? I remember her showing it to us. Yeah. I can give her the design for free as an apology gift. It says, you shouldn't be. She has so many connections. She'll find someone super fast. Like, gross, dude. Oh my god, I gotta restrain myself. I gotta restrain myself because like this is, for me, when you're doing this is tortious interference. This is hey Bao, by the way, if you wanted to get in contact with a lawyer, this is tortious interference. If you want to sue this retarded motherfucker, I would be totally in favor of that. This is tortious interference. They are interfering with business contracts that you have. By the way, yeah, so Redacted may have committed a crime. Yeah. For those who don't know what tortious interference is, let me show you for a moment. Tortious interference. Tortious interference, also known as intentional interference with contractual relations, in the common law or torts, occurs when one person intentionally damages somebody else's contractual or business relationships with a third party, causing economic harm. As an example, someone could use blackmail, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you get it. They could use blackmail, they could threaten them, or they could obstruct somebody's ability to honor a contract with a client by deliberately refusing to deliver necessary goods. Yeah, this is tortious interference. So, an apology like the one she did, it just makes everything 10 times worse because there is a crime here. And that's why I said, if you want to bring somebody exclusively into your business, that's fine. You know, Bethesda does it, Blizzard does it. You know, all of these companies do it. They bring in artists. You know, Nintendo does it. They bring in people to work exclusively on their games. You got to pay them a great amount of money to do it, but, you know, in the end, it's worth it because there is power in the brand. There's power in the brand if you have something that's that valuable as the artist Nano clearly is. But if they have prior contracts and you are interfering with them, that's tortious interference. You stupid motherfucker. You know, I hope. Oh boy, yeah. Cinder's choice in men. Based on what I've seen, this guy is an absolute retard. This guy's an absolute retard. There's no other way around it. Holy shit. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. I'm the only one that's talking about tortious interference. I'm the only one who's even mentioning the fact that this is something that's against the law. It is. You can't just do that. Because there was definite economic and financial harm. And if Bao can prove damages, which shouldn't be hard, I mean, all you have to do is look at another campaign that Bao has done and take the monetary total of that and say, you know, this plus, you know, maybe 10%, you know, pat on a little bit, maybe we get some extra business. That's all you have to do to prove that this has financially cost you. And Bao could sue Cinder and sue Redacted under a tortious interference claim. Absolutely. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.